everybody, I am going to install my Air Performance bags today. I'm gonna keep this intro short because I have a feeling this video is gonna be pretty long considering it's a longer process. Okay, so the setup that I chose was the Air Performance 3H. That's the one with the sensors, and I got two Viair compressors, the 444C, and I got a 4-gallon tank. The reason why I went with the function and form strut is two reasons. The first one is, okay, it's cheaper. We all know that having bags is pretty pricey. And two, I had function and form coilovers back then, and they just kind of sit with me. So I feel obligated to get them again. One, because I know the brand. Two, you know, one brand loyalty. Oh, and I got the 3/8 line. And I chose the 3/8 line because one, I feel like it would be more durable and it would be able to pump more air, meaning it would be faster for it to fill up or to air out. And I'm not like sitting there for a long duration of time just waiting for it. So yeah, that is why. So how I did my board setup, I just cut out some plywood and then wrapped it with a thick fabric, which is this one right here, and I used adhesive to lay it flat. So I just sprayed it all over, laid the fabric in, and then tucked it underneath so that I can mount my air tank and my compressors onto it. So this is essentially how I plan on having my trunk set up. I mounted my tank onto this board and my two compressors, which I also got isolator kits to make it a little more quiet because I don't want it to be disturbingly loud. Mounted in this line right here, as well as my water trap or the filter, which has this fitting, the filter, that fitting, and out to the line that goes into the manifold. And right here this is the pressure relief valve. Comes with this line right here, which I may change to maybe even a longer one because this is pretty short and I don't want to be sticking my whole body inside my trunk just to air it out if I need to. Also, I plan on getting a new fitting to be able to pump air onto my tires or wherever else I need air. Yeah, this is pretty much it. I do plan on possibly mounting this up here onto the trunk so I can have a little more space, but this will do for now. Like always, whenever you work on any fuel or electric systems, you want to disconnect the negative. Okay, so update. This is what I think I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna run the wires, the harness, this one right here, through here, underneath this carpet and through the mid console. So if you want to know how to remove the mid console, just loosen it. I do have a video when I installed my short shifter. It's literally 2 screws, a couple clips. So I'm gonna run it underneath here, and there is this one right here that connects to the firewall. It's kind of hard to take out. I don't want to fully take it out because I don't want it to like lose its seal. So I'm thinking of just poking a hole through and running the power wires through there, so like there'd be less dirt going through and it'll be kind of safe and not like being messed up. So I'm running the harness all the way here, tucked it under here, and there it connects right here. Red goes to red, and then here is the ground, which it's out right now, but yeah. For the ground wire, all you're gonna do is get this guy right here, put this in, and crimp it. And then for the red one, you're going to get this guy, cut it in half, get it prepped. One end is gonna go into the yellow butt splice. The other end is gonna go to the red wire. And then the opposite end is gonna go to this. And this goes directly to your battery. And I have 2 compressors, so I'm gonna do it for both of them. If you only have one, you only do one. Okay, moving on to the inside of the car, you're going to wire the ignition wire, which is the pink one, connect it to the blue butt splice, and then the black fuse holder. You're going to put the purple 3A fuse into the fuse holder. After that, you're going to connect this end into the blue female. From there, you're going to add the fuse tap, and with that, you're going to connect this part into an existing fuse. That is a true ignition source. So I connected the ignition wire to the ECU, which is this one right here. So I'm running the remote wire underneath here, brought it up from here and letting it come out towards this way. And for the panel that was there, it's this. I poked a hole so that I can just peek through and I can just have it out in the middle. So for the rear, took out the tire, took out the strut, and there is a bolt and a washer on the top right here, which is a 14 millimeter. And then you're gonna take out the spring. So we just pushed this down. I was just kind of twisting it and then pulling it out. And once you're done with that, you're gonna put the bag and the struts, and you can put back the tires. Make sure to put this in. We took out this guard. It's hung in by a few clips and screws. Okay, so this is how my manifold is set up. I mounted my manifold onto a board that I cut out, which fits perfectly onto my spare tire because I didn't want to get rid of it. And here are my lines. They come out towards the left side where I put holes and a grommet so that it doesn't get messed up. And it runs all the way up here, which there's my water trap. You don't have to put it directly onto your tank. You can mount it elsewhere for a cleaner setup, but I put mine there just so that it's just easier for me to empty out when I need to. Okay, so I brought it out through here, and then it weaves across here, right behind. And then there it is underneath. It goes inside this little cover right here, and I brought it across, zip tied it along the lines, which is out right here, like this. And then for this side, I brought the sensor up and through this little hole right here and looped it down into the sensor. And for the right front, I zip tied the airline, which comes out through here. I zip tied it to the sway bar, and it comes out to the front. All right, and then it comes up from here. So I'm not done zip tying everything and securing it all, but that's how it goes. Awesome. Okay, so for this one, so the line comes out from here, and I ran it across inside the cover and comes up right there. I zip tied it to this line so that it stays up away from my exhaust so it doesn't get direct heat. And then it goes right through here and straight to my bag. So when you are installing your sensor, I took out the little lever. There's 3 little small screws. You can position it having the cables that inserts from here going down or sideways. You never want it facing up because water can get into it. Wherever you are facing it, you want to make sure the extruded point, which is this little point right here, is facing towards where the cable is facing in this angle. On the sensor tool, the sensor is going to be towards the right side, and that's when your car is heightened. It doesn't have to be towards the very far right, but it has to be in the green. It would be turning here to here. Okay, so this is how I did the sensors for the front. I didn't want to drill directly into my control arm, so I had my uncle make this little metal piece that wraps around it, and that's where I drilled the hole so I can connect the rod. And it comes up at an angle, which on the sensor and when I drive it's completely fine, so I might just leave it like this. And then we also made a bracket so that it goes onto this already existing hole, so I don't have to drill directly onto here. And another thing is, with the function informed struts that I got, it didn't have like an area for this line, so I just zip tied it so that it stays in place. And it's pretty much the same exact thing for the front. So for the rear sensor, there was already a hole right here on the control arm, so what I ended up doing was putting a bolt here to act like a spacer, and then that's where we connected the rod so that it lines up with the sensor itself. We also made a bracket for here, utilized this existing hole so we don't have to drill onto here. And it's the same thing for the other side, except on the other side there's like, I want to say it's like the gas thing, and it like protrudes out. So with the bracket that we made, it kind of goes like longer and then out, and they both, along with the front, don't get in the way when I turn. Okay, so for the wiring for the compressors, I have two compressors right here. What I ended up doing was getting some male and female adapters. This one already came with the female adapter, so I just put one on here, and then I put males on the harness so that I can just connect it whenever I need to. This right here, this harness is for the second compressor. This connects to the other harness, which connects right here. As you can see, I put male adapters on this harness, and then the females right here on this compressor so that I can connect it as well. Alright everybody, that concludes today's video. I hope you all enjoyed watching me install my bags. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, any of that sort, feel free to comment down below. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, I shall see you next time. Bye! This and use a... Oops. Ah.